Hello gorgeous people, we are back and today we've got a little bit of a different video. Obviously I normally like to bang out some vlogs, but today I thought I'd bring you a little Q&A. There is a lot of you that have joined us on here recently, which is so exciting. Thank you so much for the support. I thought this would be a really good opportunity for you to get to know me a little bit better. You probably know me quite well if you follow me on TikTok because I'm a chronic oversharer. If you didn't gather that already, I went onto TikTok and I asked you to give me some questions, so I thought we could get answering them. So let's get started with question number 1. I got really distracted, sorry. Before we jump into some deeper questions, I feel like I should probably actually introduce myself to start off with. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Maddie. My full name's Madison. I'm 21 and I live in Norfolk. Well, I feel like I just did a Love Island intro. But that's some background information for you. Right, let's go. Let's start with a really fun one. What's your goals for 2026? 2026, the year of growth. That is what I'm calling it. If you do follow my TikTok, you'll know that I do suffer with anxiety and OCD. And this year, we're not letting it beat us. We are not letting it beat us at all. I've come so far with my OCD, like, it's actually insane. Sometimes it used to take me about half an hour to be able to leave a room because I'd just be stuck, frozen, with my mind saying, if you do this, this is going to happen. If you do that, this is going to happen. OCD used to have such a big toll on my life. It used to affect basically every decision I made in the day. And I have so much more power and control over it now. It's actually insane. I'm so proud of myself for how far I've come. Don't get me wrong, when my general anxiety is a lot higher, that OCD does start creeping in. And it's something that I've definitely accepted is never really going to go away. I'm definitely much more able to manage it than I was before. So for that, big fat success. Anxiety, she's very much still present. But that's okay. That's okay. It's part of me. It doesn't define me, but it's part of me. But this year, I really want to make sure I'm doing things. Even if I feel anxious, I'm going to do it anxious. If I have things set that I want to do, I'm doing it. Am I going to feel scared? Probably. But do you know what? That's how growth happens. If we don't put ourselves in these not dangerous situations, don't put yourself in dangerous situations. If we don't put ourselves in these challenging situations, we are never ever going to grow. The way I look at it, I can put myself in situations that make me feel anxious this year and grow from it, or I can do nothing and stay exactly where I have been for the previous years of my life. And every year that I go forward in my life, I want to move forward with it. I don't want to be stuck with the same kind of like self-limiting beliefs that I've always had. 2026 is a year of growth. We don't have to leave anxiety behind because she's part of me, and that's okay. But I'm going to move forward and I'm going to take the reins. That is probably my biggest goal for 2026. If we're talking like achievements wise, I have set myself a couple fitness goals this year. I completed my first High Rocks last year, which was so fun. I'd love to do another one. Potentially a mixed doubles. I did a normal doubles with my best friend last year and it was so good, but I feel like I want the challenge of doing a mixed doubles. Obviously it's a little bit harder because the weights get a lot heavier, but I feel like with the right training, I could definitely do it. So that's definitely on there. I do want to get a bit more into my running. I did try. And I feel like I do it for like a couple weeks and then it just never sticks. But I am going to try to stick to it a bit more. I think I need to set myself like a race goal. I was feeling really ambitious. I was like, I'm going to do a half marathon this year. The furthest I've run is probably about 7k, which, I mean, we're only in February. We're on the last day of February today. So we could definitely, like, it's definitely achievable if I put my mind to it. I think I might set myself a smaller goal of like hitting a 10k this year. If I did that, I'd be so proud of myself. I feel like I haven't really set any goals apart from that. I think I need to sit down and have a think about what else I want to achieve this year. But those are definitely my main kind of ones. Okay, the next question was, are there any places you definitely want to travel someday, like a must travel destination? Do you know what? I hate to be basic, but Australia. I need to go there. And it's such like an influencer thing at the minute. I feel like everybody is in Australia, but I actually need to go. I actually have some family that live in there and they've told me that I could go stay with them if I want to go. But girls, I actually don't think I could do the flight across the world by myself. I barely do anything by myself. That's a big thing that my anxiety centred around, but I actually don't think I could do the flights. Like, I don't think I could go to London by myself, I'm being frankly honest, so no way am I going to the other side of the world, but I'd absolutely love to go to Australia. Like, I'd love it so much. But then equally, I've seen so many beautiful places that are close to me as well. I do love the sun, but I'm definitely more of a things to do. I need to be busy on holiday. Like, I can't just sit there and sunbathe for ages. One of my favourite places I've actually visited is Edinburgh, which I know is not very far at all. But I went with my best friend Daisy last year. We went to Edinburgh and it was gorgeous. Like, it was so nice. It was such a lovely kind of like lifestyle. Everyone seemed so happy. The building was very like old English towny. Like, I absolutely loved it. Edinburgh was so nice. But if there's somewhere that I really kind of want to go, has to be Australia. One of my favourite places on earth is Florida. As I literally mentioned in every single video, going very soon by the way. I absolutely love Florida, but it's not like a must-have travel destination because I've been there so many times, which I'm so grateful to have done that. It's a dream holiday for so many people. I've done that so many times that it is literally my favourite holiday on earth. But if there's a place, has to be a place I haven't visited before. Get me to Australia. Get me on that plane ASAP, especially with this English weather, because it is making me sad. Seasonal depression hits hard. As soon as we had a few sunny days, I was like, wow, I'm alive again. I feel great. So let's get the sun over here, please. Who's your favourite singer? Oh, I think this is probably very well known over here. And it's going to sound basic, but I'm actually claiming the fact that I've loved her 4 years before she blew up. But Miss Dean, I love Olivia Dean so much. So much. I've just realised how much I talk with my hands in this video as well. Like everything's like, whoa. But I love her. She's great. It does depend what mood I'm in. Like sometimes I'm in an Olivia Dean mood, most of the time. But do you know who I'm actually really loving at the minute? And it's really rogue for me, Fergie. If I need to get pumped up when I'm on my way to the gym or if I'm psyching myself up to go to work, get Fergalicious on and get it on loud. I love it. I love her. So I love Olivia Dean. If we're talking like male artists, I really love Noah Khan, Shawn Mendes. I'm very much an indie band kind of girl as well. So my favourite bands, if we're talking bands, my favourites are The Wombats, Seagulls. That was really like Flick. I also love Catfish and the Bottlemen. I feel like these are all very basic. Scout for Girls. I'm going to see Scout for Girls not this week, week after. So excited. I've seen them once before and they were amazing. The Hunter, if you haven't listened to The Hunter, go listen to them. I feel like they all have a kind of like similar sound, that very like indie kind of style. But I love them. But if we're going overall favourite singer, Olivia Dean. She's just got a vibe for everything. She's got that upbeat. She's got that sad. She's just, oh, what a woman. I love her. Do you have a workout routine you try to stick to at the gym? Before I would have said yes. Recently, I've not had the best relationship with the gym. I just haven't been there. It just doesn't exist, the relationship with the gym at the minute. I do really love fitness. I try really hard to be consistent. And when I do have a routine. I try and make sure I do a push day, pull day, leg day, glute day, and then a cardio day in that week when I'm very consistent. I do feel like I've fallen out of love with the gym a little bit at the minute. I'm just finding it really hard to feel really motivated when I'm there. But when I get there, I kind of get there and see what I fancy each day. I feel like I've ended up training the same muscle group a couple times a week when I've actually gone, because pull is my favourite day at the gym. So if I need to do that to be there, that's what I'm going to do. At the minute for me, it's just about getting myself to the gym and doing what I enjoy when I'm there. Because I just don't seem to have that spark with it at the minute. I feel like I need something to train for. I haven't got any races or like anything booked like to train for. And I think for me, I find it really hard to motivate myself if I don't have that end goal to kind of reach. I don't know how people are so consistent, like for years and years and years. They haven't got anything like booked to aim for, but they're so consistent with it. I'm so jealous of them. Like I can't do it. If I don't have a goal that I'm trying to reach, then I find it so hard to get motivated. But if I do go to gym, that is definitely the way that I split it. I did go to yoga this week, which was actually really fun as well. Me and my friend Holly, we try and do an activity each week that's kind of like a bit funky, a bit different. We've done boogie bounce, which was really fun. What else have we done? We've done a trampoline, like actually like at trampoline park exercise class. We did that with my sister a few years ago. That was so fun. We do badminton sometimes. We did yoga. Like we've done puppy yoga as well before. That is so cool. But we're trying to do some different activities each week just to keep it fun. Like at the end of the day, moving your body should bring you joy. Obviously you do it to be healthy as well, but you should do it as a social activity, something fun to do. Like anything I think in life that brings you joy and can make the little moments seem less mundane, do it. Yeah, I just think moving your body should be fun. So you have to find whatever way works for you and do that, because if not, you're not going to stick to it either, because you're not going to continuously show up to something that you don't enjoy. So make your exercise fun and then you'll actually show up. This is one of my favourite questions. Which M&S cookies are the best? I could talk about this all day. I love M&S cookies. I feel like there's so many videos on my TikTok and it's like, try this M&S cookie, try this one, try this one, try this one with me. I love them. Probably actually their biggest customer. I'm down there all the time. M&S in general, I could actually live there. I love M&S cookies with a very big part of my heart. I love them so much. But let's talk ranking. The thing is, You've got your seasonal ones, and then you've got your staples. If we're talking staples, my favourite, I like the milk chocolate chunk cookie. I like it simple. If it's not broken, don't fix it. But the double chocolate one, or I think it's actually triple, triple chocolate one is gorgeous as well. I don't know if I've tried the plain white chocolate one. I think I might have to do that soon actually, but I don't think I have. But if we're talking the basics, it's going to have to go milk chocolate chunk cookie, triple chocolate, and then, because I haven't tried it, white chocolate. Then we're talking seasonal. Seasonal ones that I've tried, white chocolate and gingerbread. I've tried the peppermint bark one, and I've tried the speckled eggs one. I don't think there's any of the seasonal ones that I then haven't tried. But my favourite out of those, definitely the white chocolate and gingerbread. That was so good. Like when you ate it, it was physically like warm. Not because it just came out of the oven, like it had the warm spice. It was so good. Peppermint bark, I didn't like it, but it felt a bit wrong. And I am a fan of mint chocolate, but I'm not like crazy for it. So for me, having that mint in a cookie, it just wasn't there for me. It was nice, but it wasn't like, wow. It tasted really similar to like a mint club bar. Obviously, it had a different texture. Club bars are very like crunchy, like, you know, biscuit that you can actually like snap. And this was like a soft cookie, but it just tasted too much like a club for me. And clubs are great, but they have their place. And it wasn't in a cookie. Speckled eggs. I love mini eggs. I don't think I've actually tried like the bag of M&S speckled eggs in itself. I tried the mint ones and they were really good, but I've never just tried like a bag of speckled eggs. Obviously, nothing's going to come close to an actual mini egg. Like mini eggs are up here, nothing else can touch them. They are like top tier. But in a cookie, I don't love, and I know this is a bold statement, I don't love the speckled egg cookies. For some reason, the texture changed up. Now, an M&S cookie is known for like the soft, kind of like nice chewiness. This cookie that I had, the speckled egg one, was so chewy. Like it was actually a bit claggy. Like I was not a fan at all. I loved the flavour. I loved the speckled eggs in it, but the texture, not for me. Was not good. So if we're talking seasonal, we're going white chocolate and gingerbread, peppermint bark, speckled eggs. Very, very passionate about it, as you can see. What's your favourite makeup brand? See, I just don't feel like I actually have one. I'm not that much of a makeup girly. Let me run you through like the makeup products I actually use. These are probably actually going to be a bit grim because I feel like I've just used the same thing for ages. This is my routine that I use. I put my little SPF on. Put my SPF on, which is the Nivea Sun. It's Fat 51. Yeah, I put that on my face. And then I use my concealer. I've actually got a new concealer. It's the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is the hydrating one. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. Is that what it is? But this is really, really good. I got this recently. So that goes on. Then I blend it in. Then this has been in my makeup bag for years and will forever be in my makeup bag. The Hoola Benefit Bronzer. Insane. I love her. Then you've got my powder. And I love a cheap powder. I actually do. I think they all do the same job. I don't actually care what my makeup costs, as long as it does what I need it to do, then I really don't care. This is actually the 17 one. Is that like a Boots own range? I feel like you could definitely only get it in Boots anyway, but it's just their finishing powder. I use this all the time. I love it. Then, whoa, you just wobbled. Then if we're talking mascaras, I love the Refy Lash Scott mascaras. I actually have it in black and brown, but I wear the brown one every single day. Like this mascara is incredible. Just look at the wand. It picks up every single lash. Look, it is insane. I love it so much. Yeah, I've got that in black and brown, but brown, it definitely takes the top spot for me. And then for my eyebrows, I have really long, fine eyebrow hairs. So I just kind of use a gel and brush them up and then kind of use my finger to like shape them almost. But I have the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. So if we're talking favourite makeup brand, it's going to have to be Benefit or Refy for me, because I have another Refy product which is actually ratty, like she does not look in good condition. But this is their lip gloss. This is insane. I love it so much. I bought it for my best friend as well. This is so good. I feel like they don't make a bad product at Refy. So if I had to pick a favourite makeup brand, I would go for either Refy or Benefit. But I'm going to say Refy probably takes the top spot. What 3 words would you use to describe yourself? Oh, I like this one. A little bit deeper. Okay. One word, when someone asks me to do this, one word I always say is bubbly. I feel like I'm a very bubbly person. I'm always that person. unless I'm in a really bad mood, that has that high energy. I'm very outgoing. I'll speak to anybody. That sounds really braggy. Not braggy, in the humblest way possible. I'm just a very bubbly, genuinely happy person, which is a trait that I really love from myself. So I'm allowed to shout myself out, and I'm going to keep that there. Second, I think I'm going to go for caring. Sometimes I probably care too much. Like, I feel like I do tend to put a lot of people's needs before mine. And I think that's a good thing. Like, I think it's a really good thing to put other people first sometimes. But sometimes that does involve me saying yes to things I don't actually want to do. You just end up tired, stressed, burnt out, unhappy, which obviously isn't a great trait. But if you are someone that is close to me, I would literally do anything for you. Like, I can't explain it. And I think that sometimes that is a really good thing. Sometimes it's probably not the best thing either. But I definitely think caring is one of my traits that is up there. I think I care and I feel very deeply, which is an amazing thing, but it's also a burden sometimes, because I think sometimes you can care too much. You can feel too much. Like, I'm definitely an empath, so when I see other people cry, I'm crying and it really gets to me. And sometimes I do think, why am I feeling why do I feel your pain when I don't even know you? Like, I could watch an advert on TV or like a movie or something, and I will feel it so deeply. Or I'll see like an old man like sitting by himself and I literally will cry. Like, I can't explain it. It's such a blessing to feel deeply, but I feel like it can be really hard as well. So we've got bubbling, we've got bubbly, caring. What else would I use? I was going to say emotional, but I feel like that kind of tips into caring. I'm such an emotional person. I will happy cry, sad cry, stress cry, anxious cry. I just cry all the time. But I feel like that kind of ropes into caring. What else would I use to describe myself? I'm going to go for strong-minded. I feel like that's two, but you can kind of like put a little hyphen in between there. Bubbly, caring, strong-minded. Not from the sense of that my opinion can't be changed. If I'm speaking to somebody, I will always listen to somebody's opinion. I will always take it into consideration. But I'm saying strong-minded on my morals. I know what I deem as right and wrong, and I don't stray from that. And I think from going to therapy and stuff, and them saying, like, I can tell you're very strong-minded, you're set in what you believe is right and wrong, I couldn't agree with it more. I actually couldn't. I think sometimes it's a little bit of a hindrance because I do hold everybody else to the standards that I hold myself to. And everybody has different standards, so that's not always gonna align with somebody else. But they don't have to. Just because that's the way that I do it doesn't mean that is the right way to do it. But I do definitely have a very strong sense of what I think is right or wrong. That definitely does show outwards sometimes. If someone wrongs somebody that I really care about, I will find it very hard to not say something about it. I have that really strong sense of right or wrong in my head. But like I said, my right and wrong isn't somebody else's right and wrong. So that can be a blessing, but also a curse, much like the caring. But bubbly, caring, strong-minded. I feel like that's a strong three. We're going to go on to the last question, and I love this one. What kind of advice would you give to your younger self if you got to meet her? I love this question. That's so cute. I feel like I would just tell her that you are so capable. And I actually feel like I'm going to cry on this one. So sorry guys, we get a bit emotional. But I do think, speaking from the start, that anxiety and OCD have been such a huge part of my life. It started kind of when I was around 14. And I do think it's fair to say that it robbed me of part of my time growing up, which was obviously very, very hard to deal with. And now I'm doing things that younger me never ever thought that I would be able to do. Last year I got on a plane with my best friend without my mum or dad, and I flew to Edinburgh. I stayed there for 4 nights, flew back, I booked the flights, I got us through the airport. I was an anxious wreck the whole time. But I held myself together and I did that by myself. Younger me would have struggled to see me being able to be half an hour away from my family. I've come so far along and I'm so proud of myself for that I think I would definitely tell her that I'm so capable, and I think I do now have so much more of a belief in myself of that I can do hard things. Things that I find really hard, other people do find easy, and that's a really hard thing to swallow, because you look at it and you look at someone else and you think, well, how can you do that so easily and I can't do that? But then you have to remember that something that they really struggle with, I might be able to do so easily. you don't know exactly what is going on in somebody else's life, so you can't make that comparison. But seeing that when I was younger, I thought, if I can't do that, then how am I ever going to be able to do anything in my life? And I think it's always something that's been really worrying for me, is because anxiety can keep you in such a small box that I felt I wouldn't be able to do any of the things that I've been able to do now. And it seemed like a really impossible goal for me to be able to reach. So the fact that I can reflect back and realise that younger me didn't think that I could do that, and I have done that, it's really comforting to think, right now, I don't think that I can do these things. But I didn't think I could do that, and I did. So I can definitely do those things. It's really nice sometimes to just sit and reflect and think about how far you've come along. So the advice that I would give to my younger self is that I am so capable. And so are all of you. If there is anything that you are struggling with, you are so capable of taking the reins of it. Just because things don't feel like they're in your control at the minute, and they feel like they're really unattainable goals, they are not. If you write down your action plan and you stick to it and you show up for yourself, you're so able and capable of reaching all of the things that you want to do. I'm actually now in the works of writing down a plan with my mum, looking at it and thinking, this is how I move forward. Because I get to choose whether I stay still or I move forward. And I want to keep moving. So if I can do it, you can do it too. And on that lovely note, it's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe if you did enjoy it and give it a thumbs up. It was really nice to sit down, and I feel like you do know me a little bit better now. It'd be lovely to know some things about you. So drop a little fun fact about yourself in the comments, but I will see you in the next one. Bye.